I love Soho, I absolutely love it. I think it's one of my favourite places in the whole world. My mum went to school in Soho. She went to Taylor-Cox stage school when it was in Soho. And she used to go to the Two Eyes coffee bar and do all that jiving at lunchtime. My mum used to come, she was an actress and stuff, and she used to come up for auditions and things. And she used to drag me along sometimes. She used to go to Pineapple, that was in Covent Garden, wasn't it? Apparently I used to sit in the corner and watch everyone. I kind of got into being in a band by accident. I just met someone in a pub, and I met this guy, and he said, I'm starting a band and we're looking for a singer. And from nowhere I just heard myself say, oh, I'll do it. I've known one of them for a long time. We've done other things together in the past. Actually, not like a collaboration, but helping out other people he's been recording with and stuff. I remember helping him out with some people, some singers and stuff that needed help. I don't know why he thought of me, but anyway. I've just known him for a while. His name's Danny DeMartis. And I've known about Lisbon Kid and what they do for a while. And he basically presented me with a backing track that they thought I might like to do something with. And I went off and I wrote a really overcomplicated song. I put too much effort I sort of overthought the whole thing, and I went in and recorded it with Danny, and then as soon as I'd done it I said, oh no, that's far too much, isn't it? I've gone a bit off-piste, and then we just completely started again, slimmed it right down, the idea that I had, and then kept it really simple, and I think it's much better. It sort of came from when I was going to a place in North Devon a lot, because I had a boyfriend down there. We used to lie on this cliff and look at the stars because there's so little light pollution, and it came from that, really. It's a clear night. It's amazing, and you just feel so small and insignificant that you forget all your troubles because you think, well, pfft. He's just the most darling man. I fell in love with him. He was brilliant, really easy to work with, really supportive, because I was a little bit shy because I was a bit like, oh my God, it's Mark Harmon. He's a bit of an icon, isn't he, really? So yeah, I was a little bit in awe and a bit shy, and he made me feel very at ease, and I've been out a couple of times with him at night, and we've had a laugh. I've always been a bit upset that a very close friend of mine, Tom, from the Chemical Brothers, has never asked me to do a guest vocal.
Oh no!
And he's asked other people that I know, and he's like, when is it my turn?
This could be a subtle hint now on this.
Well, we've been in touch with him recently, actually. So yeah, I think I've already told him on one drunken evening, but one day maybe he will. They normally just happen really organically. You just meet someone. Just trying to think if we've gone, we must. I'll tell you who we did work with that was David Essex. For me, was a real thrill because I was in love with David Essex when I was very small. And he co-wrote a song with us and then recorded it for our album. And that was really surreal because he came, we were recording in a house in sort of South London, near Mitcham, in a place called Coulsdon. And so he came down on the train and this, that, and the other. Or actually, no, he didn't. He came in a cab. Of course he did. And he turned up, and I had a new baby at the time who was normally immaculately behaved but decided not to be that day. And we were doing these vocals, but I was doing a bit and then he was doing a bit, and then we were doing so we could work it out together because it was kind of a duet. And I don't know what he thought of us. Basically, I was up and down the stairs with this baby of mine who's now 12, and he kept looking at me. At one point, he tapped his watch like, I really got to go. But he was really funny. He was a really funny man. I really liked him a lot. I mean, I was really young. My mum took me to see Godspell. He was in Godspell, and I was, tiny. But it was the eyes, the blue sparkly eyes. And then I was really he had a single called Rock On, which I was obsessed with, and I used to play it over and over and over and over again. So I think you do look at things differently. I do go into a slight, not so much now because they're older now, but when they were young, as soon as I started thinking, oh my God, we've got a tour coming or something like that, I would go into a bit of a panic, get quite stressed about it. And then once I was out the door and gone, and knew everything was organised and that Dad was with them or my mum was with them, I was okay once I was out the door. But prior to that, I used to get in a bit of a state. But now it's fine. I mean, they're funny because they don't really care at all about what I do. I mean, they've been to quite a lot of festivals last year. It was the first time. They came to loads of festivals last year. Some that we played at, some that we just went to anyway. And that was the first time that they've sort of seen me do what I do. My youngest, the only time he's sort of seen me as pop star mum was we're QPR season ticket holders, he and I, and we were at a QPR match at Loftus Road, and this bloke came running over going, "Oh my God, are you Sarah from Saint Etienne?" And suddenly Sam, my youngest, looks at me in this new light like, "Oh my God, QPR fans know who my mum is." And suddenly he was impressed. They were lovely, the crowd. I think Jeff Barrett was DJing before us, and I think he probably warmed them up a little bit for us and got them into the right mood, but it really was. I love playing tents as well at festivals. You do a shorter set, which I love that. Not because I'm lazy, but because you can just pack it with all the really fun stuff, and all the more up-tempo stuff, and yeah, you can do a really good short set. But I do love a tent at a festival because, especially if it's raining, and then everyone comes.
They all come in, yeah.
We work with different people quite a lot, so it's always quite new and exciting. And we also, with each album, we tend to have a different theme. There's always a bit of a theme, which is really useful because it makes it much easier to write lyrics and things, when you've got a bit of a theme running through it. I haven't, but Bob has, yeah, because Bob still lives in North London, so he's been, yeah. But I haven't been for quite a long time. But I used to live on Archway, so there's another song we had called Archway People, and I used to live on the Archway Road above Pax Guns, which is a gun shop, and it's still there. There are elements of stuff that's going on, yeah. They're melancholy, aren't they? So there's an element of optimism. Melancholy is great. It's the perfect emotion for a song because it's a little bit rubbish, but hey, it's all going to be fine. It's perfect. It's bittersweet, isn't it? With Bob, Pete and I, one of the reasons that when I joined, I slotted in fine was because I don't think we've ever thought of pop, out and out pop, as a dirty word. It's just not. It's something we love and we aspire to. And when we started, in the very 1991, I joined. People were trying to lump us in eventually with the kind of Britpop thing, which I don't think we ever really fit. I mean, I didn't mind being lumped in, and I'm not offended or anything, and I think the reason is that we were more pop. We were happy to be on top of the pops and Radio 1, and that's what we wanted. Yeah. So the He's on the Phone mix was great. I loved it. I can't tell you too much. Like I said, I haven't been given permission yet, but so it's coming out in June. It's quite, I would say, it's quite varied style-wise, because the last album, Words and Music, was quite dance-orientated. This one is more eclectic, so it's got elements of dance and stuff like that, but it's got other stuff going on. It reminds me of the earlier stuff, so it's quite varied. Which I like, that's really good, I think. We recorded pretty much all of it in a studio in North London, in Finsbury Park, with a brilliant guy called Sean Lee. And he's amazing. He's an artist in his own right. He's made loads and loads of music. And he's really talented. He plays lots and lots of instruments, which is handy for us. Things that we can't play, like drums and stuff like that. And a wonderful engineer called Pierre. So we've got French. Sean's American, and then we've got Pierre, who's French. So they don't drink tea, which is really awkward for us because we're tea drinkers. I remember the first day we arrived and said, "Anyone want a cup of tea? Have you got tea?" And they were like, "Are you kidding? An American and a Frenchman on tea? No, we're coffee drinkers." So.
Just have a glass of wine.
So we had to bring our own mugs and tea bags and milk to make tea. It was a really good experience working there, though. It was great. It worked really well. See, it seemed like there was a general language between, he was a great translator of our ideas.